What's going on, guys? It's me, Shukishu. We are back with another umamusume video, and you guys are probably wondering why is well, I don't know right now if this is gonna be time lapsing or fast forwarding, but you guys are probably wondering why did I mention that, or why is the video actually being time lapsed right now? Well, it's just one of those moments where OBS decided to be a pain in the neck, and I didn't realize it swapped my settings or my mic settings to whatever reason. Just didn't swap it to the mic that I'm using to record with. And I didn't notice it because I was obviously focused on the training and I was focused on the comments. So, and I was just under the impression that it was going to be just fine, and it wasn't. So, as you guys can see, I am training Yukino Bijin for today's video. And the setup is pretty much the same as usual for who I use for leaders, Tokai Teo and Almond Eye speed card. I'm pretty sure it's not on the same part as where I'm speaking is not the same part as where the video is, because yeah, you guys get it. Current Bokedor speed stamina card I'm borrowing, Casino Drive, friend card, Forever Young Wise card, and then Tamamo Power. But also, if you guys haven't joined the Discord server, link is down in the description down below. There's a channel called Circle Quest for those who haven't joined the circle or are looking for a circle to join. Y'all are free to join the circle that I'm in. It's called Shushu. Once you give that a search, hit request to join, and let me know that you want to join the circle. Then after that, head over to the comment section or the Circle Request channel in the Discord server. Let me know that you sent the request along with your in-game name, just so I can make sure to add you into the circle and not somebody else. But with that being said, let us get started with me going over the comments once again, because this is the second time I'll be going over all of Nova's comments, because that's all the comments that was in the last video. And whatever leftover time is there, I'm just gonna probably slow it down and probably do the usual, make it seem like I'm just focusing on the run, even though technically I won't be, because I'll be, yeah, I hate when OBS does this to me. But other than that, I'm just gonna go over the comments. I don't know if I'll say as fast as I can or try and slow down a bit, but I kind of don't want to slow down a bit because I do still need to edit this video and upload it before I just want to get it up in time, and then after that it gets uploaded, I want to go to global. So with that being said, I'm gonna just go over the comments. I'll say at my own pace, but at the same time not go into full details I did prior. And then also, if you guys weren't aware about Yukino Bijin, it's been like almost 3 years since I trained her. So I don't know if I already mentioned that, but first comment from Nova says it's always turf umas with Shushu, and that is actually pretty true. I have more success of training turf umas for dirt races rather than training dirt umas for dirt races. It's just how it's always been. It's just how it's always been. Next comment says, will I play Mongol Stardive? Also, I didn't say April 15th for NTE. I said that was Mongol. NTE I knew was the end of April. From what I might have remembered, how, wow, that I just literally had my own, wow. From what I remembered, I guess would be that when you mentioned it, I think you may have mentioned it in the same comment, and I just jumbled it up together as both of them as April 15. That's my bad on my part. But how do you remember that from like a month ago or so? But whenever I would mention something, for example, when I said that Promeo was going to be Ice Anomaly, and literally the next comment or the next day, you were like, I think she's Ice Anomaly also. I'm like, bro, I just said that. I literally just said that. And you're just repeating what I'm saying. What are you talking about? So, I'm just saying. It's just funny. It's just funny. But it is just you just being you, Nova. It is what it is. Nekoparo Gacha didn't have a good launch for what it seems. It's rare to have gachas launch without issues. I didn't even know it was out. But oh, it's on Steam? Is it on Steam? Oh, yes, I see it. It is on Steam. I mean, whoa. Who made this? Good Smile Company. Oh. It also has like a rhythm game implemented into it. I mean, for the animations, for the most part, it's good than other gacha games, I'll say. But wait, is it even out? Wait, I don't know. I don't know. Is it even out? I mean, you did say it had a bad launch or something, so I don't know. If it's, I don't know. I'll look at it. I guess I'll look into it later. Will I play it? Probably not. Hot pot is actually a decent choice for lunch. It fills you up and it doesn't really make your stomach churn. Korean barbecue was addictive for me, but I had to stop because it was becoming an issue. I agree. Korean barbecue definitely can become an issue. Been there, done that. Been there, done that also. It didn't also help that for a while I did work in Koreatown or K-Town, say, and me and my friends, co-workers or just friends in general, we had a specific Korean barbecue spot that we enjoyed going to. That was like open. I don't know if they were open 24 hours, but they were definitely open late at night into the early morning. So it came to the point where the owner was giving us free bottles of soju here and there, or even beer. So yeah, or even like some items from the premium menu without us getting the premium menu. That's pretty much how bad it was at one point. We were basically not only regulars, but you know, pretty close to the owner at one point. I don't know if they're still there. It's just been a long time since I've one been to that specific Korean barbecue spot, but two, been to Korean barbecue in general. I think it's been at least 3 years since I've been to Korean barbecue, and it's at least been like close to 10 for hot pot, from what I remember. The one time I remember. I don't know if I've been there twice or had hot pot twice, but I know for sure that one time was about a year ago, or not a year ago, 10 years ago. I don't know about Netmarble or NetEase Games. I don't know about NetEase. I know Netmarble. I don't know if they're the same company. I don't think they're the same company. I have not heard any gachas of theirs becoming sensation. Well, you do have the advantage of having your gachas either EOS or the snowbreak situation. You got plenty of time now. Like I said, I don't know about NetEase. I could probably check it out now, since I actually don't play. I don't have to play technically. Because y'all could just have to see going, but or you know, what the heck does NetEase? What games did? Oh, they're the ones who made Ananta, or are making Ananta. I didn't know that. I did not know that. Ananta, or if you want, Project Mugen, but it's not even out yet, so yeah, it should be out probably most likely this year. But other than Ananta, I guess. Oh, they made Nautica Blade Point. I heard about that game, but I never played it. What other games did it seem like they I heard of or played? None of them, to be honest. So out of all the games, I mean, Where Winds Meet kind of sounds familiar. I just don't. I'm just not too sure. Oh, Once Human. They made Once Human. Interesting. Okay, there's a few games that does come in mind, but I didn't know they were the ones who made Ananta or working on Ananta. That will it become a what was the word you use? A sensation? We won't know until it comes out. Well, that's for NetEase at least. Netmarble from experience though, for I guess the entirety of the game. I don't know about the entirety of the game because I didn't finish it, nor do I know if it's even up. But the Seven Deadly Sins Grand Cross game was actually one of the, I would say, popular games of Netmarble. Because I did basically play it from the beginning. And I would say it's been a couple years or a few years since I actually dropped the game. As in just stop logging in and all that. And I was in a guild, the same guild. I was the only OG member left by the time they kicked me out. And I think they made Solo Leveling, the gotcha game also, Netmarble. Which I wouldn't be surprised if they did. I just don't see it being a. I just don't see it being a good comparison to Hoyo games, only because, or even Wuwa, because I just never really seen that level of animation from Netmarble. But it's not like I'm saying that whatever they're doing in Mongol right now is bad. Like, I'm still, from what I've played, it looks good to me. I mean, animations still look good, better than most other games that I've played, so I ain't complaining. I ain't complaining. It's just, it's kind of, I just don't want to compare it to to this Hoyo games or Wuwa, because knowing how they're already on a different level in a way, kind of just don't want to. It's still not a fair comparison. For Rover, I do think it was definitely intentional, knowing her backstory from Imet's backstory, but does it have to be about her homesickness, or was it something more sinister? I can definitely imagine Rover getting desperate and turn evil. You know that saying, you either die a hero or live long enough to become the villain. Why you gotta bring Harvey Dent in this, or Dark Knight into this? Next thing you know, you're gonna say, with great power comes great responsibilities, because Rover does have great power, and she did have great responsibilities, right? But we already know, I would say we already knew it was intentional way before, during the Black Shore story, when Shorekeeper gave Rover a message from her past self to her future self, aka the Rover we were playing, or at that time. Otherwise, if she knew, if it wasn't intentional, why would she send herself a message that Shorekeeper passed on to herself, to Rover herself? So I think we already knew that. As for the reason, I wouldn't blame her if homesickness was a partial reason, but I wouldn't say it was the big reason. Definitely, probably something sinister, or something more serious, I should say. Enfield rerun is still irks me more though. I expected more from a newer gacha. Honestly, I guess I'm only saying this from my bias. Yep, just one face. So what I came to a conclusion when it came down to the Enfield one, even though I still think Rossi should have been released before Tong Tong, but in the main story, when Tong Tong was released, we did get pretty much her involvement in the story, in the main story, and it revolved around, it mainly focused on Tong Tong, that main story. even though Mifu was around already and all that. But I think what Enfield is doing is obviously the next patch is gonna be, or at least the next part of the main story will be heavily focused on Fang Yi. And if my suspicions are correct, the reason why they're going with Mifu later on is because maybe for the main story they're gonna make it Mifu focus. That is my only reasoning. And if that's the case, because they did it for Tong Tong, then that makes me want to judge judge Wuo more, because they literally did what they did what Enfield did with Tong Tong. Main story released Tong Tong at the same time. Luke was released at the same time as story, but no, right now with Lucila's story, they're like, you know what, we're gonna just rerun Lene. So if they do end up releasing Mifu in 1.3 because her story is gonna be, it's gonna be more focused on her, then that's gonna make me hate even more. Hate the fact that Lucila wasn't released with her story even more. I'm just gonna keep it 100. I'm gonna keep it real here. Genshin models are let's just say stuck in 2020. Enfield models are actually pretty up there. I don't want to compare Genshin models with Enfield models. It's like trying to compare let's see what kind of comparison I can do. Cuz like at the time, yeah, Genshin models were good at the time. But now a couple years later or more, I don't really know, but yeah, a couple of years at the very least, we have Enfield. Obviously technology is different and all that. So it's kind of like comparing, let's say, I swear I thought I heard something. I was gonna do a basketball comparison. Oh, I guess you could say like the last couple or last few years of Michael Jordan to Kobe Bryant. Rest in peace, Kobe. Um, yeah, like at the time, Genshin was obviously up there when it, but then now we're gonna compare it to Enfield. It's kind of like, why? It's like comparing the old model with the new model, in a sense. So I wouldn't say it's a fair comparison. Like the closest thing I did to comparison with Genshin was Wuwa because of the NPCs. Because of the NPCs. Because that kind of gave me that Genshin vibe with the NPCs in Wuwa. But I Enfield's a whole different story, I would say. No hate on Gunnar Gotcha's Shushu. Might I remind you that Snowbreak is the leader when it comes to Gunnarification of Gotchas. Well, I will say, if I hated on Gunnar Gotchas, I wouldn't have played Snowbreak either. So, when did I say that I hated on Gunnar Gotchas? I said Zenless was probably the boldest one, being a Gunnar Gotcha, but as well being only the Hoyo game out of the Hoyo games to actually show blood. I didn't say that I hated Gunnar Gotchas. And in my opinion, Nikki was, in my opinion, more worse than Snowbreak because of their emphasis on thick assets. I'm not saying that Snowbreak didn't have any emphasis on that, but I feel like Snowbreak had a little bit more variety in a way. Or they weren't, you know, at least that's how my impression of Nikki in the beginning of the game, because I didn't necessarily play it. I didn't necessarily play it for a long time. Let me save in Wuwa. I have enough for 2 guarantees. No. No, I'm gonna keep talking about how Lene shouldn't have been rerun so soon. when it should have been Lucilla instead. Plus, you said you already had a guarantee, didn't you, for after Imeth? Your Imeth pull? So why are you even worried? Hmm? Hmm? It's like you being worried in Uma for practically no reason because you're at over 200k plus you're saving tickets. So what's the whole point? That's the reason why I don't let up when it comes to you mentioning your Uma pulls and all that. But then again, you do mention like your other pulls, like in reverse, which you've actually done pretty well in reverse in your pulls, or I mean your. I was gonna wait until I went over it, but your Zenless pulls are pretty much evened out between Seed and Sissia because one went to 50-50, but you got Seed in less than 30. Yeah, under 30, so it kind of just evened out. So yeah, I'd say your luck is pretty much, for the most part, in Uma and I guess reverse, pretty darn good. Others are more like either average or kind of just how it's supposed to be. My San Juan is still level 50, so yeah, the 4-star economy is erect. I don't know what level mine is, but I know for a fact it shouldn't be max level. She shouldn't be max level. The Jane Doe of Wuwa. Who's that? Yunlin? That's the only comparison I can think of. Because I don't think did I say someone who's the Jane Doe of Wuwa? I'm just guessing Yunlin as a comparison. Because I believe no, I didn't only mention that. But moving on, well, I think Yoo-Hoo is pretty fun to use, but when it comes to spending resources, I just think, yeah, I'll just use this on somebody more worthy. Yeah, but you have more than enough time to farm resources because we haven't really necessarily trained or used resources on another character in like 3 patches now. Not 3 patches, but 3 phases now since Imeth. Because we didn't pull. Because they didn't want to release Lucilla. Right alongside her story, they decided to just release Lene. Again. 2 patches later. So there's that. But I don't remember mentioning Yoo-Hoo. Plus, I don't remember her gameplay. I believe I did mention that I wanted to build Booling. So I don't know about Yoo-Hoo. I don't know where the mention of Yoo-Hoo came from because I don't remember her gameplay either. And then lastly, well, pulled for Cedia. Seed plus Sissia. I'm not even gonna respond to that. And both of their weapons, the pulls turned out to be average. One failed 50-50 with M3 Lycon, then just an early seed and other 30 pulls. Yeah, it's like I said, it's pretty much just evens out. So really, I'm broke. Guess I can skip Billy and recover a bit, but you know, that's only a small lick in the wound called the wallet. For you, at least. For you, at least. But I think what I'm gonna do is just speed up the video to where, or time lapse the video to where it just makes it all the way to the end of the training. Because when I realized my mic wasn't working, it was towards the end of when I was about to literally pick these skill points. So I'll see what I do in editing. But also thank you, Noah, for all the comments. Appreciate it as always. I should probably get the video edited so I can upload it and get started with global. So I'll let pass me because that technically that was that yeah, I'll just go back to the audio that I had recorded after the training. So I'll see you guys over there. Well, guys, you guys are probably wondering, Because if my suspicion was correct, if my suspicion was correct, my my OBS setting got messed up, and there's most likely wasn't any audio during. Well, there wasn't any. I'm pretty certain that there wasn't any audio while I was recording the whole time. At least for my mic. So, I mean, if you reach this point in the video, or you probably have realized that most likely the video was sped up depending on how much time was left for me going over the comments, because now I have to go over the comments one more time. Now I have to go over the comments one more time because of this little mess up on my end, or I guess OBS's end. But now my comments my responses are going to be shorter. That's going to be shorter, but it is what it is. Yeah, I hope it's most likely hasn't recorded. There's no way it wasn't, because I don't know what happened. All I know is I need to go, I guess, record my response to all the comments again, because I need to upload this video specifically up before I start recording global. So kind of a big oopsies here. I ain't gonna lie, I ain't gonna deny it. Kind of a big oopsies. But at the same time, I gotta do what you gotta do. If I gotta go record the comments again, I'm gonna do that. But that's kind of a bummer that it's funny because this does happen once every so often, so at the very least, the end of the video, I I don't even know how to continue on from here. But I'm for sure gonna go over the comments once again. I don't want to just post an empty no commentary video, I guess. Plus, I do still need to make sure I go over the comments, or at least respond to the comments. But it is what it is. I'll make it shorter responses at this point, because you guys are probably wondering, what is he talking about? Well, I already mentioned what it was. OBS, I had to literally check, and OBS didn't have it on the right settings. So what this video might be about 20 something to 30 minutes. Around there. But we got 2101 speed, 1394 stamina, 1681 power, 1162 guts, and 1594 on wise with no S aptitude. Obviously my best ranking, my best ranking Yukino Bijin, because I haven't trained her in 3 years, almost 3 years. So I'm gonna have to go back and basically record the beginning of the video, or at least audio wise, record the beginning of the video and respond to the comments as fast as I can, just so I can get the video uploaded or edited and uploaded on time before I start with global. So with that being said, guys, that is going to be the end of this video. If you guys didn't make it this far, I do want to say thank you. If you guys can, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, leave a comment down below, and let me know how you guys are doing with your training for the CM, upcoming CM, and who you guys are bringing. If there's anything else you want to talk about or ask me, just leave it down in the comment section down below. As long as appropriate, I'll go over it. And if you guys haven't joined the Discord server, link is down in the description down below. So with that being said, guys, that is going to be it for this video. Thank you once again, and as always, I'll see you on the next one. Peace.